Hey, good morning, team. Happy Monday. Happy Shanti week. I am loving seeing those pictures of you guys just crushing those workouts. This morning I was getting ready, and as you can see, I haven't even dried my hair because the thought is fresh in my mind. And I wanted to take a minute to talk to you about something that I feel like people don't want to ask because they don't want to come off as weak, but they wonder. And I know this from experience because I've often wondered it, and I've often thought about it, and I've never spoken up. And instead, over the past 5 years, I've always just figured out a way to work through it. And I realized there's a need for it. There's a need to talk about it. There's a need for people to understand that it's normal. And so today, I just wanted to share with you just how I work through what I'm talking about. So I think that the one thing that people really struggle with in this business in particular, and any business that they're starting or something that they truly enjoy but they worry that maybe they're not doing a good enough job of, is how do you bounce back after a setback? And even though it's something that we talk about, failing forward, and everybody has setbacks and everybody has failures and everybody has these moments of doubt, and I get that we talk about it, but I don't think we do a great job of really saying, well, here is how you actually do it. Here are the tangible ways that you can work through whatever it was that you had as a setback. And so I'm looking at this and I'm saying to myself, well, I had a setback today. And I can actually, thanks babe, I can actually talk a little bit about how I'm processing that setback. So here's the deal. Whenever you have a setback in your business, whenever you have something not go your way, whenever you don't achieve a goal, or whenever you've always achieved a goal and then all of a sudden you don't, and you start to fall into this sort of pattern of maybe I'm not good enough, maybe this isn't working for me, maybe I'm not meant to do this. Instead, we can really work through it in 3 really easy steps. And I'm going to share with you how I'm doing that today as I look at a setback, okay? So here's the deal. I had set a goal of 1,000 people to add to Shanti Week, specifically myself, 100 of those people. I didn't achieve that goal. I didn't even come close to achieving that goal. And so there's 3 things that I'm doing today to reevaluate, and I actually did them this morning because I start my morning with sort of this process. So number 1, I take time to actually recognize what went well, what I did well. And so here's what I did. Number 1, I thought about, well, what I didn't achieve helping 100 people into this Shanti group, but there's still time, right? So I know that I can still add people throughout the week. I can still talk about it. I can still share about it, but I also want to recognize the things that I did do. I have 56 new free memberships, 56 of 100. Did I hit 100? No, but because I had aimed so high at 100, I still fell on 56. 56 memberships. Okay? Now, I know from a numbers perspective that there will probably be 5 people that sign up with a challenge pack for my next challenge group. But aside from that, I had to say, you are helping 56 new people. You are helping 56 new people. No, it's not 100, but 56 is pretty darn good, and give yourself some grace and some credit for that. You also want to make sure that you recognize some other components of that. So I even said to myself, all right, did I do something I've never done before? Yeah, I've set out more snippets on my Gmail that I never had. I did a great job of following up with more people. I had an opportunity to get more emails than I've ever had before. I've had an opportunity to start more conversations with more people. I have put Beachbody on Demand on the map for my network. All of those are things that I need to absolutely recognize. And then I need to say, okay, if my goal was 1,000 for the team, what did we do well? Geez, like there's, I think about 150, I think we signed up 150 new people for the for the free accounts or the Beachbody on Demand. 150 people is helping 150 people. I'm freaking proud of that. And I need to make sure that I took that time to kind of recognize that and say, yes, Katie, you did something right, okay? Step number 2 is where you actually have to reflect. Now, reflection is not the same as criticism. Reflection is actually taking what happened and saying, how can I learn from it? What can I change from it? What are the things that I would do again, and what are the things that I wouldn't do again? So in reflecting, I can say things like, okay, we had fallen short on our goals. What are some of the things we could have done? Well, I should have sent out another email. I didn't send out that other email that I meant to send out on Sunday. I just didn't. I didn't have time. I own it, and I'm going to send it out today. I can actually send it out today and let them know we're getting started, and then I would love for them to still join. Number two, I realized that one of the sticking points that I had with people was entering a credit card. So what I had to do is give them that reassurance that at the end of 14 days, they're going to know that they're not going to get billed unless they want to get billed. But chances are they're really going to like it. Number three, I think that there was maybe this not enough understanding of what Beachbody On Demand was. So, one thing that I did is I went live on my page. I maybe had 14 views on it. I didn't have a lot of views, but I went live on my page and I said, this is what Beachbody On Demand is. This is what it looks like. Now I look at it and say, you know what? This is actually a great opportunity for me to make a YouTube clip for my current customers and put it in an email and say, hey, I just want you to know you have this at your access. You have this available to you. Either you own it now or you can upgrade to it. So I realize there are these opportunities for reflection. And then I say to myself, what about the team? Maybe I overshot my goal in thinking that we could do 1,000, or maybe it was that I didn't explain the value of why we do this. Maybe I didn't explain why we want to add this value up front. Were there pockets that I missed in terms of how I could have trained the team? Were there maybe people who didn't see the post, or they were doing it but they weren't doing it with the team? I take that time to really reflect. And then lastly, I reevaluate. When this happens again, because it will happen again. It might not be Shanti week, it might be something with Shalene or Sagi, but when this does happen again, what are the things that I can take from this experience and then say, this is what I would do differently? And so I actually think that reflection and reevaluating kind of go hand in hand. But do you notice that none of this was a negative thing? This is an opportunity for me to recognize the things that went right, reflect on what didn't go as well as I wanted to, and then say, here is what I can actually apply. So here's the shift. When you miss a goal, when you fall short of what you want to achieve, when you think to yourself, I can't, maybe I'm not cut out for this, maybe this isn't for me, instead of beating yourself up, follow these 3 steps. Recognize the things that you did well, reflect on the things that didn't go so well, and then reevaluate to strategize for what you're going to do in the future. So, no more like negativity, self-talk. You guys are amazing at this. It's just a matter of recognizing, reflecting, and then re-evaluating. All right? So here we go. It's Monday. Let's crush this week. Let's get more people into Shanti Week. Let's get them focused on their health and fitness. And let's build our businesses with integrity and always make an impact before we make that income. Okay? All right, guys. Have a great day.